What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Learn Crypto, presented by Wyckoff SMI. My name is Nick Hellman.
I'm Todd Butterfield.
We're still moving sideways in these markets, but there's a couple coins out there that are leading the charge.
Neo
and gas are looking good. We'll talk about those. I did not do any full write-up or fundamental analysis on a coin for tonight.
What?
So we're going to be relying on you guys to get us some questions. I'll provide my opinion on that. And when Todd's over there doing his magic on the charts, I'll chime in when necessary. We did have one more announcement as well. I've been getting a lot of tips over on Twitter and a couple other platforms, and I wanted to give back to the community. So we're going to be doing red coin giveaways. So after every show, if you guys comment whatever you like, a question, and just include your Twitter handle, then I'll go ahead and every Friday I'll give out red coin for all 4 episodes, Monday through Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Central, and we'll have a winner from every show. Just make sure to comment, follow us on Twitter, give us your Twitter handles. I'm going to use the Tip Red bot over on Twitter to hand out red coin to everybody that watches this show.
What's up, Kevin?
Well, it looks like we got some people in here. We'll get this show on the road.
Let's do it.
With a common denominator.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Everyone has access to the information. We just know how to analyze it better.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man.
Todd Father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing, had to triple my bag. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Yeah. Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
Too much fun over here.
Welcome to the crypto. We're trading every day. Listen to the Todd Father and everything Nick says. You gotta remember what you see.
We're doing plenty of charge down.
Gary, if you want that pork blaster, here's the place to be. At Learn Crypto. Welcome to Learn Crypto. We'll make you rich. We're gonna ride that pump.
Do you want to talk about whatever Connor McNugget set up there to you?
McNugget. I got you, McNugget. Bring it on through.
Shout out Mark 1. What's up, Cryptoholic?
Cryptoholic.
All right, well, I guess we'll just get started by looking over at the coin market cap and see what's going on. We'll talk about why I
See
have
where Neo's at?
Neo and gas in the description, and we'll get a couple of things going.
Chip.
Let's see what we got here. What are we sitting at? We're currently sitting at 570 billion. We've been sideways now for a couple weeks, kind of floating in a trading range. If you guys are partaking in any of that, I've just kind of been holding through this. A couple swing trades on Stellar, and that's about it. We're seeing a lot of red across the board, but Neo is up over 10% for the day, sitting at close to $170, passing both Litecoin and Stellar, moving into 6th position. I know Charlie Lee, like a week ago, made just a kind of funny tweet saying that he was going to hold Neo down. It doesn't look like that's happening right now. If we go ahead and check over here for the biggest gainers, number 1 is gas. We talked about this yesterday that you can stake your Neo in the GUI wallet or on Binance or KuCoin to earn gas as a dividend. It's up 34% and trying to push past $70. I think that would be an all-time high for gas if I'm correct. It's been pretty interesting. You got Neo down here, up 10.17%. We got Decred, which has been talked about on this show for a long time, even back when it was crypto news. That's up 5.88%. And we got a couple of new favorites in Elf, IOTA, Komodo, all showing some strength and getting some green at least, while everything else is showing red. The thing that I want to talk about having to do with the Ethereum Classic airdrop, I don't know if you guys saw this. Obviously, if you watched any of our shows, you know we're big fans of Ethereum Classic. I like that they're working with IOHK and have a couple other development teams on board. They're doing a lot of things this year. They changed up their whole code base. Well, now they announced that Ethereum Classic and Callisto Airdrop announcement leads to price surge and stability. Obviously, a lot of that price surge has consolidated back, but it's still holding some of the gains. Ethereum Classic development team recently announced the Callisto network project will result in a 1-for-1 CLO airdrop for ETC holders. So essentially, this is going to be one of those airdrops where every ETC you own, you're going to receive one Callisto token when it comes out. Callisto is a separate blockchain that is based on Ethereum protocol with its own cryptocurrency CLO. Callisto introduces a cold staking protocol that rewards coin holders for being network participants. Down here they go on a little bit of details on when it's going to happen. If you guys want to get on board the ETC train, maybe try to get this airdrop and see what happens over the course of this year. It was decided to distribute the initial stake of CLO between current ETC holders. We will make a snapshot of ETC blockchain at block, what is that? 5,500,000 approximately will be March 5th of 2018. Obviously that depends on how much hash rate is going over there and how many people are mining it, but it should fall within a couple days of March 5th. Then we will implement the initial balance of each ETC holder in the Callisto network Genesis block, so each ETC owner will receive CLO coins automatically in a 1-to-1 ratio to the amount of ETC that has been at block 5,500,000. So this can be interesting, guys. I know we've been talking about it, we've liking it, and now this news comes out. Obviously, I'm holding all of mine. I might be looking for some more entry points to get some more. So keep an eye on it. I guess we'll send it over to Todd since people are already talking about wanting to see some charts. And then we'll go over some of the tweets I sent out earlier later.
Sounds good. Well, sadly, we got to report Bitcoin still stuck in this triangle. I think it's been like 11.3. I think every time we go live, all of last week, today. So I got the ABC we've kind of left behind. We did get the rally going yesterday to above 12 and then gave it up. So not impressive action there. It's starting to look more and more like we're working on a D and an E. But if that's the case, we still have the break below 9,000 coming. So, and again, I'm not saying that. I still thought surprises to the upside. I mean, this pattern I know is driving people out of their longs. They're getting tired. And they're liquidating. So maybe what looks like a simple Elliott wave pattern might not play out. You still had, as Nick was saying, Neo's been doing better. Ethereum. Let's bring up Ethereum. I mean, a much different chart. This chart actually looks like that we've already had the triangle. So, way different chart pattern here. By this chart pattern, then you'd say that we had a wave 4 here and we started the 1-2 up. So the next rally coming in Ethereum would be a barn burner above 1,500 on the way to 1,600 I mentioned about a couple weeks ago. So and maybe Ethereum and Neo, these will drag Bitcoin out of its triangle to the upside. So that's what the bulls would have to be hoping for. And we got Ethereum Classic, much more like a Bitcoin chart with the triangle forming. The triangle will give us one more sell-off, which would probably give you the last chance to buy any coin you've been looking at. Litecoin 181, same thing. The triangle just keeps extending itself out, if that's what we're doing. There's the same chart. Neo, more like Ethereum, leaving the triangle behind. So I guess got to watch again for the next day. We have been on PCG clients. We are trying to add a few coins here quietly. Some that we think we like here. Obviously, we're not buying every coin that we've mentioned. Too many coins. I don't carry that many positions like that. I personally have been saying still Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Neo. Really, the coins that I've held for quite a while, I'm still holding. So I know a lot of people there again. I told some people I like their portfolio, and I think it's good for the next move higher. But they still want more trading. So, but just like Neo, Ethereum, it would have been hard to trade some of these. And if you miss the next rally coming, because Neo might rock and roll from right here. And I still think Ethereum rock and rolls from here.
People are wanting to look at Pay, PO, ZCL.
All right, let me go over Ripple, $1.25. much worse chart pattern than these other coins that we watch. Not impressed with that. OMG, not as good either, so nothing horrible, but not real strong. Vertcoin we don't talk much about. It kind of went to sleep after months of a lot of excitement. Let's look at ADA. Still a high level pork blaster, holding and getting really quiet.
People are wanting to see UBIC, ZCL, pay, wax.
We got Decred. As Nick said, one we've been on for quite a while. Digibyte up a hair today, but ran to new highs, gave it all back, setting here sideways now. EOS has been one that Nick has been on. High level consolidation looks pretty good. Zcash looks like an OMG or Ripple. Not too impressive yet. We got Pay USD. Kind of looks like an OMG chart. Downtrend pretty well still in place. Nothing exciting yet. Support was down there at the $2 level, so we might spike that again. Quantum 41. Kind of led the charge on the alts early and then has done not too much.
Robert Crypto. Usually we do both fundamentals and TA. Usually I have one or two coins that I do fundamental like write up for each show. Then Todd goes over on the charts. People ask questions, or if he's looking at the chart, I'll kind of maybe tell him why some of these dumps or pumps happen by the fundamentals and what's going on for the future of that coin. So like we said, we've been talking about ETC if you've watched our previous episodes. So we kind of keep bringing it up when new things come out. We'll take a look at the chart and see if there's an entry point. Like Todd said, you might see one more dump, and that might be, in our opinion, your last chance to pick up ETC cheap. So that's kind of how we do it around here. And then we just try to interact with you guys and help you guys as much as we can and bounce ideas off each other so everybody can make money in the end. We also do have a cryptocurrency trading course over on learncrypto.io. And then we do a crypto private client group where we help manage your portfolio using trading API keys. So all that information is in the description below. If you want to join the community, that would be awesome.
I mean, I myself, I'm, on the Wyckoff Stock Market Institute that started in 1931. I'm definitely more technical. It doesn't hurt on these coins to have some fundamental knowledge at least on what their project is. So I think, versus stocks where I really don't care about fundamentals, I think on the coins you got to have a little bit of briefing on it. So we're kind of using Nick for that, and they're still trying to use these charts and software to time the trades correctly. And whether you want to trade them or whether you want to try to buy and hold them. A few more alts here. XLM still doing much better. We were on this one down here more like 4.5, so it's still holding gains, kind of started an uptrend. So that one looks okay. We've got Gary's ZRX that he was on down there at 6 or so, 5.5, 6.5.
Yeah.
We picked some of that out when it broke above this resistance of 70, and that one's still performing well. I think that one still has more upside.
Nathan, Origin Trail, I have heard about it. Does have my attention a little bit, but there are some big name YouTubers talking about it, and I'm a little skeptical to get on the hype train for those. But I'll if I get time, I'll look into it, and maybe we can find a good entry point on that. But like I said, we don't really like to ride pump and dumps or hype trains or any of that. We're trying to find good, solid coins that are going to have staying power in this economy and that are going to be here standing in the end, so everybody has a nice bag and a lot of USD in their pocket. That's what it's all about.
ZCL, big run, late December, still holding the gains pretty well. I don't trade much of that.
Yeah,
we got
Coinigy saying they said like 4 days ago that Binance within a week, so that could be any day. And then we'll be able to do trading APIs with KuCoin. They said within 2 weeks, hopefully. So that'd be really big for our PCG clients or any prospective PCG clients.
Right.
And then obviously you can have Neo over on Binance and get your gas claim too. So that'd be awesome.
Coinigy needs to get it going.
Yeah, they're slacking a little bit, guys.
UBQ, support down here at 360 or so. It tagged that a little bit lower. Now is holding gains, so that's one that we like. Nick's mentioned that. We think that one's got good long term.
Yeah, TRX was a hype train. That's why you went from 3 cents to 25 cents and now back to 6 cents. The only time we talk about Tron is that maybe when I think Todd was saying when it's back down around 5 cents, that you can maybe pull the trigger and buy it because you're going to have that upside potential to get back around the 25 cents as long as they meet some kind of guideline on their roadmap for 2018. So we'll see what happens with that. I hope you guys weren't chasing at the top up there because we don't want you guys doing that. We're telling you guys not to do that, and maybe look for entry points on that in the future.
Here's the gas chart in front of you, 1 hour. You can see today's rally Nick was talking about. Extremely good chart. ICX, everyone's been on. We've been talking about it as well. Right up at the highs. Still looks higher to me, and probably one you want to own longer term.
I think we already went over ZRX BTC Daily. You can go back and watch that after the show.
Here's Wax BTC. After the hype early. Looks like a little bit of selling came in from the early holders, and now we're bouncing strongly, so I'm guessing that's probably decent here. Maybe wait for a test of the lows, but that one might be okay as well.
Somebody was asking if I know how much NeoGas, like what your percentage is. I don't know if they have a current percentage. I know if you dig in the Reddit forums and on their websites that they update on what the payout is. I know they increased the payout not too long ago, but I'm not sure. I know like Navcoin and those, they just say a finite 5%. I don't think Neo does that as of now. They use some kind of algorithm, and you get like whatever decimal point it is. So you might be able to dig that up. Somebody else said, I feel you guys don't like any coin you don't already hold getting tried. We are very transparent on anything that we hold and what we own. A lot of these coins I don't even own. I think I have 10 coins in my portfolio, and we're constantly asking you guys what you want us to look at. We've already talked about probably 10 coins fundamentally, of which I probably own 2 of. And then we look at the charts and we go through every name you guys throw out, probably 50 of them. And like Todd says, for the PCG clients, as of now, we like to have a good 8 to 12 core holdings, and then kind of build from there if they want to manage some of their own money on different exchanges. So
right, Danny.
I don't really think that's the case. We're not
Danny,
big
what you're
bag
saying,
holders by any.
What Danny's saying is not true at all. I mean, there's lots of coins we talk about we like here that I don't own. So, because I'm not going to own 30 coins in a portfolio. So we're definitely not pushing coins we own. We're not doing that.
Justin's wondering, do you think Neo is still a good entry point right now in the long scheme of things?
I do. On the long-term scheme, yeah.
I think long-term you don't get hurt here, obviously, but you might see some volatility here and there. But if you're just getting in for the long term, I think it still has a lot of upside. And then if you're staking in a wallet or over on Binance or something, you're going to get that residual gas, which is going to lock in at least, somebody said, maybe 4%. So you'll be looking good.
Here's ZEN. Kind of like XLM looking chart. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that one. Came off the low here at 30, really good. Trading 49, so that one's still good. Somebody
said chase now, G's. Well, all we're saying is, even with BTC and the whole market going down, it's still up 10%. I know for long term, yeah, you might want to hopefully see a dip. But if it's already up 10% and then BTC actually sprouts up here rather than going to a new low like some of these Elliott Wave guys are looking at, then the whole market's going to rise and Neo's going to take off as well.
It'll be gone.
So
that's yeah, it'd been better to bought it yesterday. I mean, you had chances at 130, 140. But you say longer term, right. I mean, probably $26 doesn't mean much. But yeah, it'd be a lot better to buy a pullback.
I'll take it back over here for a little bit and look at some of the tweets that I sent out earlier today. All right, over here, I don't know if you guys are in WAN ICO or not. I am not. I did not get in the ICO. I know some of you guys in the community did. I am looking to buy WAN when it comes to the market. I haven't decided if I'm going to try to ladder in real quick or hope for a consolidation. But they just released a write-up today that you are going to be able to swap your ERC20 tokens with the WAN chain mainnet WAN coins. I think you have to do it by the end of March. So if you want to go to my Twitter and click on that, or you can go to WAN chain website or go to their Twitter, there's a whole write-up on how to do it. But you have to do it by the end of March. Me and another guy were talking back and forth for a little bit, and I mean, it's just a hypothesis, but since they're pushing it back to the end of March, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't list it on exchanges until April. Obviously, they can still do that, but I feel like they're going to get all their ERC20 holders all swapped out and then have the WAN coin go live on exchanges probably after that's all over, so that would be in April. Unfortunately, that kind of sucks because they were saying January, they're hinting at it, and now it might be pushed back. We still haven't had any word whether it's going to be KuCoin or Binance, but I'm going to keep an eye out for that for you guys. And if it interests you, go ahead and take a look. Also, XLM had another open garden. This is going to be a new cryptocurrency that's building on their mainnet. I think it's launching February 28th. This is a coin I do own. I do own a lot of it. I've owned it since 10 cents, and I've been preaching. I think we put a buy on it at like 40 cents when I first came on the show, so you would be looking good on that trade. I know a lot of PCG clients own it as well, so full disclosure on that one. But they just announced another project that will be on their platform. And then lastly, a bunch of people in here are always asked about Bitcoin Private. When it first kind of started with ZCL, they're finally giving some dates on this. The BTC and ZCL snapshot date for the long-awaited Bitcoin Private hard fork will occur on February 28th, 2018. Again, that is an estimate based on how much mining power is going over there, but they'll be right around there. We thank you for your continued support as we continue to make digital transactions much safer and 100% private. We've talked about this in previous episodes on kind of some of your options for holding the ZCL, getting the private, or what my opinions are on it. So if you want our more full detailed opinion on that, then you can watch our previous episodes for that, guys. That's about all I had on this side. You guys want Todd to look at some more charts? You got any questions going on over here?
We got Seb Fox giving us an ARB opportunity over Binance.
An ARB? What's it saying over here?
I got Enigma up here, ENG. Somebody asked about that, the 1 hour. Nothing too exciting there. I mean, it did meet support down at the 28,000 level down here at the bottom and holding. So, again, I think these coins you nibble here and you buy any break.
Anthony's saying he will buy the WAN dump. That was kind of one of my propositions and kind of what I'm hoping to do. I'm hoping it gets a huge run up. The people who are in the ICO, it just saw too many gains. I have to sell it. We get a nice consolidation period, and then I can continue to ladder into a position and accumulate some WAN. I really, like we've talked on the one episode, we talked about Aeon, ICX, and WAN. I do own Aeon and ICX. Big things have been happening with those. So I just want to finish the trifecta and hope they can work together with their partnership and make things happen for the long term. What else?
I'll be on the software. I mean, the software is working, again, just working through little quirks, adding more coins, so they keep collecting data. Really just trying to get everything lined out perfectly is all I'm doing now. And making it update faster. I mean, I've got a super WebSocket. I've spent all the money on what I think we need. I'm having a little bit of a slow issue here, but Vladimir tells me that he does not have that issue. So just fixing some of that. What's up, Shelly?
I think tomorrow, per request of some of the community, that at least the one coin I'll be looking at is Walton Chain. Obviously, this one's been around a while. It was kind of on a hype train. Everybody wanted some, and then as some competitors came to the market, it kind of fizzled out. But lately, it has been on a tear.
Heated up.
So I'm going to kind of bring the fundamentals to the forefront on that. I don't own any Walton, but I'm going to take a look. I've always kind of had it on the back of my mind and just never pulled the trigger on it, and now it's sitting at $38. So I kind of missed it on that one. I know somebody reached out to Todd a while back and was asking about it when I was like 12 or 13, and I just said I would buy it here, and that's looking good right about now. So,
yep.
What else you guys got over here in the chat for us? Anything you want Todd to look at? Any fundamental
Mifo
questions?
He's got that. He's the one with the big mining setup. I think his whole basement is that, maybe.
Metho 1? Yeah. He sent a picture over on Twitter, and that was impressive.
Right.
And then he sent me a private message and said that wasn't even half of it, and that he was setting up a ton of rigs. So, I mean, that's awesome for him. I hope you're diversifying your hash power and getting a bunch of good coins. Walton Coin and Lux are my I should have bought of 2018 already. I know, I don't own either of them either, so I'm right there with you.
Coinigy Group Trading, they're telling me that it's coming, but, they've told me that before. They guaranteed me by end of year. Now I've asked them for a date, and they're just telling me that they're working on it. I mean, it's really their institutional offering that they had told me would be like $1,000 a month for me to have. And I said, fine, just make it available. So, I mean, that, obviously for me will make things way easier because I've got to go through every account here. It's not too hard when I'm selling because it's easy to click and sell. I still got to fight liquidity issues because a lot of these coins don't have much liquidity. That kind of can slow me up too. So I've got to, I got to work with that. If I'm implementing positions, it's a little slower job for me. I've been sitting here today, doing it all day today. So still trying to make it happen.
Somebody asked, does Binance give free gas for NEO holders? Yes, they do. Both Binance and KuCoin reward you for staking the NEO in their exchange wallet. And we will have that available for clients to trade, I think, within this week, hopefully. So that'll be nice.
Somebody asking for ZIL.
ZIL, PO, Lux.
Hold on a second. ZIL. I don't have that at Coinigy or TradingView. Can't help it.
I know you got Lux or PO.
RDD is still... I don't think there's been any big movement there.
And for those of you showing up late, he's about to look at the RDD chart. We're actually going to start doing RDD giveaways every night. So if you just comment after the show's over, you can ask a question, say something funny, whatever. Just make sure to have your Twitter handle in the comment, and I'll tip you RDD. I think on Friday we'll choose one person from every single video, Monday through Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Central live show, and we'll go ahead and use the tip red bot over there to get you some RDD for checking us out, following, and joining the community. Appreciate it, guys.
Can you go to the overview camera? Show the TV. Over Nick's head is the TV we just put in over the weekend. We were here mostly all weekend doing stuff. We're trying to get that set up. It's hinged back, so we were going to try to get a female to do some coin updates, bring a little flavor to the show.
Yep.
We still got a comedy guy that's stupid funny. We're trying to figure out coin of the week or something like that. Or
yeah, we're hanging out with him this weekend.
We're trying to get that
some
figured out.
downtime, and he's hilarious. We're trying to get some pre-recorded coin of the weeks for you guys, just to bring some laughter to the show, but still giving good coin picks, obviously. And then we can do fundamental and TA based on the coin that he chooses in the pre-recording. Just trying to liven some things up over here as we get things going, all while trying to get the cryptocurrency trading course up to par by adding some of the software drops and then getting the software out as well. So that's all on the horizon.
Because we got the groups at learncrypto.io. I've set up the PCG groups. I mean, we're ready for email blasts. Carrie's been doing them a couple times.
Somebody asked if this Bitcoin Time magazine was a real issue. No, I don't think so. I think this is just funny. Just saying maybe Satoshi Nakamoto could be the man of the year for 2018.
That was a Christmas gift.
Yeah, a lot of those things up here people gave us. So this, and then somebody made that for Todd over there, that Bitcoin. So
move the couch, get closer to the 6 monitor wall, and use 7 monitors.
Well, maybe. Man, I just redid all the wires for all the computers this weekend here. But who knows? You might be able to talk me into it. Now you got Todd thinking over there. I see it in his eyes.
This is actually the top floor of my home in St. Louis, which is not my main home. My main home is where the wifey's at. So I used to come down here some for other businesses the wife and I had, and then I just like trading here because it's more quiet.
Somebody asked what BBFM on the wall is.
I don't have a lot of interruptions here as much. Carrie and her mother takes care of that. Black Bay Fund Management is what's up on the wall. Right, it's an 8 monitor system.
Got 8 monitors
from
there.
Dell.
We got another 4 monitors here, and then we got the TV mounted this weekend as well. So
we have power problems.
Yeah, need to get a dedicated breaker up here. That's for sure.
So through the week, I'm pretty well here at my desk. Like when people say I don't, I'm not trading as much because as I keep saying, I'm not been comfortable. Because the problem is if you're not comfortable with the trade, as soon as it goes against you, then you start getting nervous, and then you just dig yourself a bigger hole. So you'll see my activity pick up. Don't worry. People know how I go when I get going.
Method 1 says, "How's the racetrack going?" You're gonna have to come over here. We got it halfway done. You're gonna have to come over here and race it and bring some pictures of your at-home mining setup you got there.
I've not done much with the racetrack since Matt showed the picture for real. That was just for me. When I have a little extra time, I can run downstairs and not be far away from my desk.
Yeah. Bittrex actually does not give you gas. Bittrex does keep all the gas for themselves. Hey, thanks for subscribing, Greg W. Appreciate it. But yeah, John Doe, they don't give you gas. So if you got it on there, I'd recommend moving it to Binance or KuCoin. If you're a PCG client, then we'll be able to trade that in a couple days.
Right. And like I said, when these markets, when I get comfortable, I'll be trading a lot more. People know I was extremely heavily trading, but it's not because I'm not sitting here trading. It's just I'm not comfortable. So, and really, you know, as I've said before, I mean, I thought we'd break below 12,000 on Bitcoin and we'd head right back up near the highs. So them setting down here has taken me out of my comfort zone. And then Ethereum being strong, you know, kind of kept me in my zone. And Neo being strong. So I guess there's just some cross currents here. And when I'm losing, when I'm not comfortable, I will go quiet a lot more. Unless I see something I need to get out of. But you know, I still think we're making the lows of 2018 here. And, you know, some stuff could get away from you if you're not careful.
Shout out Digital Mining Solutions. Where you been? Getting here a little late from work. Somebody said, what kind of dividends for Neo? Somebody said it was about 4% for your gas. And they do change that. So I don't know if that's up or down from what it used to be. But it's pretty substantial.
There's Make BTC.
Shout out to Dane for subscribing. Appreciate it, guys. I don't know about you guys, but I want Todd to look at a few more charts and get a little more in depth. So if you guys want to throw out a couple names here, and we'll get him looking at a couple more charts.
I can't be hungry and tired?
No, he can't be hungry and tired ever. I'm tying him to his chair. He's making trades all night.
And I do have the software is up on the screen. We had a little bit of data issue, but you know, I'm trying to make sure Bar Chart keeps their data clean.
Shout out John Doe for subscribing. Appreciate it, man. All right, here we go. They want to look at ICX, BCH, Ven we did do a full episode on, and that's kind of one of the competitors of Walton Chain. So that's why maybe Walton lost a little bit of its luster, because it does have a lot more competitors with Wabi and Ven. But all of a sudden it came out of nowhere with no real news and just started blowing up. So we'll see
I
what
brought
happens
up
with that.
ICX. It's back at the highs holding. That coin still looks good. There's definitely support on that coin.
Jay McHale says, Nick, bring Todd a sandwich every day when you arrive. I do need to start doing that. I actually leave work and come straight over here, so I guess I got to find a sandwich shop on the way, bring Todd a sandwich, and get him going.
Right, some days I don't hardly eat. So, BCH USD, that's the 1 hour. Again, not good performance. Got up there at 2,800 like it was going to break out of that sideways formation, and it fell off hard. So, and setting down here at 1644. I still think it'll be one that'll perk up, but not a great chart pattern.
I wasn't sure on the exact percentage for annually for Gas Studio. Somebody else earlier in the chat said 4%, so I'm not sure about that. But I know if you go on their website, somewhere in there, it tells you the update of what they're giving you. So
Make BTC just quoted it, I think, and I'm guessing he knows.
Somebody wants to look at XLM, Nebulio.
Is Ann in here? What's up, Tony?
What's up? Tony's always in here.
What was it? NEB? NEBL?
NEBL and XLM. Shout out to Ross. Appreciate that comment, man. We try to do what we can for you guys. Try to reach out and really just want to interact with the chat. Because like we said, this is kind of a break from the monotony of the day from us, from trading and work and everything else we got going on, just to interact with you guys, see what you guys are thinking. You can see what we're thinking, bounce off some constructive criticism, and hopefully make some good trades and make a lot of money when this thing's all over.
And a lot of family here. Kevin, Ann, Fresh to Salt, Nate, Nelson, you name it.
We've got a solid community and see a lot of the same names
DJ.
every day, which is really nice.
Here is NEBL, BTC. We had the big run and then consolidation. That's a tough chart to look at. I mean, it probably is okay here. Volume is definitely fell off to not much after the big rally, so I think that'd be one okay to hold. Can we run a disclaimer real quick?
Yeah, let's run a disclaimer real quick. We haven't done one.
There is a high degree of risk involved in trading cryptocurrencies. Our thoughts and ideas are for entertainment purposes only. Please consult your personal advisor or do your own research. Past results are not indicative of future returns. Thank you.
Yeah, Blake said it's never over. I didn't really mean it that way, but you know what I mean, where there's 1,400 coins and so many things to do. I think eventually, maybe in a few years, those coin numbers are going to go down, and a lot of that valuation is going to start moving into the coins that are actually having real-world use cases and real-world partnerships. So we'll see what happens.
Here's ETC. We've been talking about. It's got the large trading range from 21 to 45. I just think this is a good coin that'll break out to new highs. I'm not saying it can't pull back and test a 24 or something again. or spring to 21 level possibly, which would be, that's quick 30% down.
Shout out to Bruce Wayne for subscribing. Appreciate it.
We own some of that here, so. What's up, Rick?
Somebody said, can you talk a little bit about coin accumulation strategies?
ANT.
For me, if I'm looking at a coin and I really like it, and I think it's going to come into an accumulation or consolidation period, I never go all in on my trades. I ladder in my position, obviously, because nobody can fully predict the market, no matter how much fundamental or TA information you have. But if it's in a nice consolidation period, I am going to ladder in those positions. Or you can always go with dollar cost average. If you don't know what that is, go on Investopedia and look it up. But essentially, you're just going to say, I like this coin. I'm going to spend $100 a week, no matter what the price is. It's going to keep me out of the decision making. You're just going to dollar cost average into that position for the long term. So that's a couple options on a very basic level.
And I think, Wyckoff has primary trading opportunities. So you'd want to buy springs, back up to creeks, things like that. So on those on those things, I think go in and research Wyckoff for free. You can go to wyckoffsmi.com to our library, and preferably you go to Learn Crypto and buy the cryptocurrencies and Wyckoff course, and you'll know better how to when and how to put trades on.
Yeah, I'm sure a bunch of people in here have taken that course, and I think it's been very helpful for them. I'm sure they can tell you that. And then also people keep asking about what's going to happen with the software. Todd actually plans on adding more courses, more lessons to that course for the software. Obviously, if you're already a student, you can still have access to those. And it's not going to increase the price either. It's just going to be a few lessons for the software. So if you decide to buy the software or utilize the software for your trading strategies, that you'll be educated on that and using it to its full potential.
Blake Neely says buy springs in uptrends. And that would be correct.
Somebody wants to look at CND. This is one we've talked about in the past, so we'll see what the chart's looking like on that.
Let's talk a little bit about the tether issue, because I keep getting a few questions. I hate to talk about some of the things like that are everyone's discussing, but I personally, when I read about the tether issues and understand how some of it's being done, I don't really have an issue with the tether. I think it's a lot of fun. So, but again, guys, you got to do your own research. If you're not comfortable with it, do your thing. But
yeah, I mean, if you kind of know what the risk is with the tether, it is what it is. And if you're not comfortable with that, then hold it in BTC, and then you're going to have BTC as your index. I mean, if that's what you want to do. Usually we hold USD or USD tether kind of as a hedge against the market and to jump on some opportunities. So
because they're talking about the tether traded from like 96 to 108 or something, but those are just normal. When the market's correcting, everybody's going to tether, so there was huge demand for it. So
Wayne said, and if you're like me, do the lessons over and over. Yeah, if you become a student over there, you have full access to those lessons forever. Also, we're integrating Social Learner over there, so we're going to have a private chat group for all the students. We need to get that figured out. We'll have a fundamental section, we'll have a student section. That way, it just adds another value proposition to that course and just bounce around some private ideas with each other. So
we've got all that set up. We're just trying to get more comfortable with it. So, that if you buy the course, you automatically go into the group, and then we're just going to drop more information in there. Then we have the fundamental group where Nick's going to drop more information. We have the PCG where we're going to try to just, I think, give some of our thoughts. We're not trying to give people too many ideas of what coins we're really looking at and buying for PCG until we get them put on for ourselves, because liquidity can be lower, especially in some of these smaller alts.
Yeah, I know some people are asking me my entry and exit points on some of these coins. And if I don't have an order in, obviously I'll let you guys know, and I always tell you when I sold and whatnot, but I can't tell you when I'm trying to re-enter because I don't want you guys to bid right in front of me, obviously. We kind of give you a generic idea. Todd's going to tell you where's good buying choices on some of these coins. And like we said, we don't own a lot of these coins, so we're giving you honest opinions on those, and we're not trying to shill anything. So.
And if I have sold a position, you're going to hear about that, definitely on here or on Twitter. So if we've liquidated a position, I'll make that known for sure.
John Doe said Bittrex is holding everybody's Neo hostage. It'll be all right. They do maintenance on their wallets all the time. Obviously, they have a reason for doing it, probably because people are going to either be trying to move it out or collect the gas or sell it for or whatever. So it is what it is. You can still trade it on there. So it'll be all right. Don't worry about it.
We had a question on Ant. Ant's been in an uptrend here and continuing. That coin looks good. CND was the I mean, unbelievable move there. Finally giving back some of it.
Yeah, Jay McHale, I try to share as much as I can, obviously. We're just saying that kind of as a fiduciary duty for our PCG clients, that if we have a finite number, we would like to get our PCG clients involved first. Obviously, they pay for our services, so we want to take care of them. And then we provide accurate and all the information we can when we're on the show. So, and when he's talking charts over here and telling you resistance points and all that, that's kind of like you do your own research, but that's where he would probably enter into some of these prices. So without him directly saying that.
Yep. That is really all I probably got, unless we got a few more coins. KNC. Let's look at KNC. KNC, BTC. Nice uptrend and high level consolidation. And guys, I keep saying it. I mean, I'm having Vladimir went in overnight and adding more coins to our database because the bar chart's telling me they'll add, I guess, mostly anything I give them. So, because, you know, I'm wanting to go in and show the 5-minute volume, which kicks out our OP force and technometer. So, and those are things, you know, when the software really launches for everybody, I mean, I'm going to have to do shows during the day probably by myself because there's going to be too much ground to cover. Because this show would get long if I start.
We try to keep this about an hour for you guys, and that way people can watch it on the back end as well and get a lot of good information really fast. We don't want to drag these things on.
Because otherwise it's going to take me probably 10 minutes to go over a coin. So
Mystery Dude is asking, could you please share the RSS program that popped up that altcoin news with that purple canvas? Thanks. Not sure what they're referring to on that.
I don't know if that popped up on Coinergy or TradingView. It might have been on TradingView or Coinergy. Just it would have been a news pop-up, I think. I'm not sure, guys. DCT at Bittrex. 1 hour. I mean, once again, a nice rally on decent volume and then quiet here.
Justin's asking, do you guys think gas will always roughly stay a half or a third of the value of NEO? That's interesting, because if you're owning the NEO, essentially you're almost owning like a share of the NEO platform. And if you're owning the gas, that's what actually is needed to develop on NEO. So I could probably see gas kind of close the gap because more and more developers, if people are going to continue to build upon it, they're going to need to have a stash of gas to continue development and to run their projects on the NEO platform. So I think people might be hoarding them more. So we'll kind of see what goes on. It depends on, there's a lot of factors obviously, and it depends on what the rate of dividend it is because that adds to the scarcity of gas. So maybe they'll increase the rate that gas is created, and that way that kind of balances the price of gas in NEO. But those are answers I just can't answer because there's so many different things that can happen, and all the developers are the ones making a decision on that. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, we're going to check ION for Taj. Looks like a little thin of a coin. That's the 1 hour. I don't know whether that was a couple pumps and then pullbacks. It's been holding the gains, but that one's pretty thin, Taj. Not much volume on this chart at Bittrex.
Yeah, do what Danny says. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Hope to see you guys soon. Think of some questions to ask for us, more coins to look at, and we'll do what we can to get those for you guys. Everybody's wanting to see ZCL, but I think
What's up, Rob?
I think we looked at that, but I guess you can pull that up again.
Yeah, follow Wyckoff on crypto if you want to follow the Twitter. Once again, I've been still quiet because I'm not trading as much, but that won't go on forever. Don't worry.
There's all of our information right there. So we got Wyckoff on crypto. We got Stunad 620. We got all of our websites right there. Those are in the description below as well. So follow us, guys.
Here's MCO. That's one, if you were following me, that was an early pick of mine. But I did sell that when it perked up to 16 or 18. So I have no positions there.
Kevin, there's a ton of good videos on Lightning Network. I know Charlie Lee, Fluffy Pony, all the big name guys are talking about it too. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I know more than them. So I'll just check them out over on Twitter, check out some of their videos. It's coming along well. They're adding nodes every single day. And once it goes mainstream, I really think that's going to put Bitcoin back on top with all this Bitcoin Cash FUD and all that. I know we talked about that in the past. I believe Bitcoin Core is the real Bitcoin, not Bitcoin Cash being the real Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully that keeps progressing.
I see Ryan Sweeney just rolled across the chat. What's up, Ryan? You are Ryan is the one that's done all of our graphics. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to Jay Stevens. He's the one who does some of the parody songs. Shout out to Nate. He's the one who showed me RDD, Red Coin Tipping Bot, which everybody's going to be eligible for the giveaways from now on because of him. I guess let's look at fun, EOS, and then maybe call it a night and see what kind of questions are coming across the chat box.
I mean, I've been in more hold mode here. I mean, most PCG clients, we agree that we're going to be 70% holding anyway because we believe in the area for the next few years.
Shout out, Doug.
And then I trade 20 to 30%. So, what's up, Doug? And that's still where I'm at. So, if you really want to ultra trade, I mean, I am in the process of starting up more of an aggressive group where I'm going to maybe trade, every few days. So if you really want that, I'll probably accommodate that, especially when I have the software in front of me. But for a PCG client to leave me because I'm not trading much, I mean, we're not a good fit then because I don't trade just to make a PCG client happy. Not going to happen.
And we're looking for really good trades when we're making them, and we're looking to diversify portfolios as well.
I mean, I sent somebody an email that I really liked his positions and want to discuss a couple coins, and he closed because I wasn't trading. I mean, I could have traded quicker than I wrote the email. I spent more time preparing an email to him than I could have just went and did a trade, but that makes no sense to me. So
Justin's asking, so do you think gas could drop well below 1/3 of NEO's value? Not really. The reason being is what would cause the gas price to drop in comparison to NEO would be if nobody's developing on it and there's too much of a supply. But if that's happening, that means NEO's price is probably going to decrease as well because there's no point to hold the NEO token if nobody's developing on it. It was made to be a protocol ICO platform, essentially. I know they're starting to add on to some of the roadmap and be able to do some other things, but and realistically, it's like an Ethereum. It's made to be developed on. So if it's not being developed on, the NEO price is going to decrease as well.
And Sweeney did our graphics on his own. I didn't even really give him any insight. He just threw them out perfect.
Somebody's wanting to look at TNC.
TNC. There's some different coins being thrown at us tonight. What
so
the heck?
many of them.
TNC.
Trinity Network.
I don't see that on Coinigy.
It's on KuCoin.
TNC, there you have it.
Nick, what's your favorite position, doggy coin or missionary coin? Missionary coin's looking really good on a fundamental. They got a really good development team over there, so I'll say missionary coin out of those two.
There's a 5-minute TNC.
Interesting.
Not a lot of...
I haven't looked at that chart.
I don't know that one, guys. I mean, we had some resistance that it's kind of broke and trying to hold above at 27.90.
Yeah, it's fresh off the ICO.
But we just had a break, I guess, in the last 5 minutes here.
Yeah, I think we've already looked at Ubic Digital. You might have been late. We can always go back. Obviously, you know that usually that gets requested every single day. A lot of people in this community like it. I like it. A lot of miners like it. So, yeah, for those of you who are new in here, I do a little at-home mining as well, so I can answer some basic questions on that or put you in contact with somebody that can answer some higher-level stuff. And I know that Mead01, and when he's in here, he does a lot of mining as well. So.
Country Girl says she's missed most of the gains in the past by trading too soon or too often.
That's the truth.
I'll say amen to that, and the course tries to teach people to quit over trading. So
we've looked at CCL a couple times tonight, haven't we?
With that in mind, that's why I don't trade when I'm not sure, because if you not have high conviction on a trade, you're going to be the first one to puke when it goes against you.
No Irish boy changed his name. All right, you're confusing me. So you tell me your name's this,
right,
you
no
tell me how to
Irish
pronounce
boy
it, and then you
name.
change it. Ugh.
That'd be better. I mean, I'll understand Noel better. So.
Well, I guess that's about it for tonight, guys.
Let's do OMG real quick. I mentioned it earlier. You trying to get out of here, boy?
I'm not trying to get out of here. Doing her thing.
OMG 1757.
She needs cowgirl coin. This is a family show, guys.
It is? OMG 1757. I mean, support was down here at the 1220, which we tagged, and we've been holding higher levels than that. So I'm not sure that's the big gainer moving forward, but definitely not a bad coin. And we do own some of that.
Oh, we changed it because I don't know how to pronounce his hometown name. I guess maybe that's the city he's from or something. And then Dragon Coin. You got to look at Dragon. I don't think we looked at Dragon. John Doe has been patient with that one. I've seen your name go across a couple times. Sorry about that.
Is that only going to be KuCoin, right? Yeah.
Yep. It's on KuCoin. And then somebody wants to look at LUNYR.
Dragon. Oh my goodness. I don't like this KuCoin site. Let's go back out to a 1 hour Dragon. Big rally and pull back to basically a little above support. I'd say that one's still good as well.
I like Dragon for the long term. We did an episode in the past on that if you want to go take a look. I've been buying in here and there whenever I get a little extra cash over on KuCoin. I think it's not going to be an overnight 10-banger, but they got a lot of good developers, a lot of good partnerships, and I think it's going to be a good protocol token in the long run. You know, it's not going to be like UBIC. You're not going to 10x overnight, but you'll be safe holding that one. I think it's going to do well.
Hey Doug, the racetrack's not much more work done on it. It does work. We haven't had anybody really over here, just kind of a couple people messing with it. Old friend of mine did a video shoot for a music record where they were playing on it, so it's working, but I've had no time to be down there.
Day Richland said, can you talk about XLM? We've talked about that a lot in the past. I think it was the first or second episode I went really in depth on XLM and why I like them. And if you follow me on Twitter, I do share a lot of XLM information. I do own it, but also I do believe that it has a good coin, a ton of partnerships. A ton of the guys in the community that I talk cryptos with all like XLM as well. So I think it's a must-have.
Our ETC call is off. I'm not sure what you mean by that, John. I first bought ETC a while back, but we mentioned it around 31.50, 32.50. So that's pretty well a scratch at the moment, and we still like that one.
And also that ETC at $32 was right before the large market correction. So
we're not fundamental analysis over technical analysis. That won't happen. This is Learn Crypto by Wyckoff SMI. Wyckoff SMI is the grandfather of technical analysis. So that's our bread and butter. But as I said, you know, if I'm trading GE or IBM, I don't really care about their quarterly reports. I don't care about their news. I don't care about nothing. On the coins, you got to have a little bit of fundamental analysis and knowledge. So that's what Nick's bringing to the table. So we can be comfortable that we got a coin that, you know, maybe will be good shorter term or intermediate or longer term. So
now let's look at LUN. Kevin's been asking about it a lot.
LUN? Loon?
Yeah. Should be on Binance, Bittrex. I got you, Kevin. Sorry, we get sidetracked a little bit here and there.
Loon BTC, 1 hour.
I think it's starting to come alive a little bit.
Yeah, that one's looking extremely good.
Had high level consolidation and then just boom.
I think some of these coins are telling you that they're going to go higher. So
RJ said, I love it when Todd talks Wyckoff. Yeah, I keep telling Todd he needs to talk a little bit more about Wyckoff, get his stories in there, let people know what he's been doing, that he's been doing this for a long time in many different sectors. So,
I mean, when I took the course in '82, I borrowed $10,000 from my grandfather and got in a real money competition, got 12th in the nation in a 3-month trading stock index futures. So the course is well worth the money. It's basically the original teachings of Richard D. Wyckoff from the early 1900s. Check out Wyckoff. He was a man. So I used to tell some good stories back in the day when Matt and but I don't know if I told them all. So
don't want to reuse them all.
Right. I need to tell. I mean, I used to like old trading stories. So I had a few of those.
Somebody want to look at PPT.
PPT.
Populous. This is one that's pretty high up on the market capitalizations and I never really looked at.
Binance, PPT,
Yep.
BTC, 1 hour. A couple big spikes, but now it's digging in. A little increase in volume, so that one's coming alive here. I would say any coin that's coming alive now is definitely under accumulation and markup phase.
Tales of Todd on the pit.
Yeah, see, you gotta realize I'm like 5'8". I was like 140 pounds probably back then, so I traded at the edge of the OEX pit for a while, doing size right at the top step, so they would have killed me in the pit. But I mean, I've always been an upstairs trader. I had a phone line to all the pits, so that's what I did for, I guess it was probably 4 years back after I did the 12th in the nation. And then since then, I did work at Smith Barney, Shearson Lehman Brothers for a couple of years. And then Carrie and I and her mother went out on our own like 21 years ago, I guess.
Chunk Funk is saying, what do you guys think of cannabis-related coins for the long term? Personally, if you want to get into cannabis-related coins, I mean, I would go with Dash. If you didn't know, Dash did sign a contract with a pretty large legal marijuana company to be a payment solution for 3 years as a non-compete clause as well. So as far as I know, that's still underway, and they're going to have the rights to try to make something work over the next 3 years. So as far as the cannabis sector, if you're, I would go with Dash. They're going to be a payment solution for one of the biggest providers. So.
You would trade in the pit, Dominique, because there's more opportunities there. Because back in the day, OEX options was that was what everybody played. If you were a mover or shaker, you traded OEX options. But an option might be trading at 2 1/4 to 2 3/8, meaning $225 to $237. And if you were at the edge of the pit, somebody might come in and want to sell you 100 of them at 218 instead of 225. So if you were able to take size at the edge of the pit, you would get better prices. So I might be down there willing to take a bigger chunk.
Shout out Wallery B, he just got here.
To help somebody that was trying to get out of a big position.
Kevin says, I think the laws will change and the tech will be irrelevant. I think that's referring to the pot coins and Dash like I was just talking about. And that's even more of a reason to buy Dash because Dash is going to be a long-term, a large cap coin that has other use cases besides the marijuana industry. So if the laws do change and the marijuana industry doesn't need the payment solution, Dash still has other options to be a digital and private cash for different companies or whatever other ventures they're going to be doing. So I think that's more reason to go with the large cap coin that has pot relations versus pot coin or some of these other cannabis coins.
Bitcoin's 11,140. It looks like it's coming down for a D of a triangle. I know Elliott Wave, everyone's looking at that. That would pressure all these coins if we break one more time. But again, I don't have enough evidence to state that is what we're doing. Because let's go back. I mean, in the last broadcast, I talked about this overlapping leading diagonal. And I believe we was right about here on the last broadcast. And we had done A down and B up, and I said we could get one more sharp sell-off. I know I said I thought Ethereum might fall down to 10,000. We did get the quick sharp sell-off. That was on some news. I forget what that was, something induced overseas. So this could have been a 1 up and a 2, and we could have done another 1 too. So we still could dig in here and explode to the upside. Or as I said, we've done this ABC, we're doing a D. We'll bounce up to 11.4 later in a day or two for an E of a triangle, and then we're going to collapse one more time. So, I mean, Bitcoin right now is trading on the lows of the last couple of days here.
A couple good comments I want to go over real quick. John Doe says, Dragon ICO, C2 Cannabis ICO launching. Obviously, if Dragon starts getting more ICOs on the platform, we've seen what happened with Ethereum, we've seen what happened with Neo, and now we're seeing what's going on with Ubiq as well, so I think that would be huge. Also, Todd, somebody said Todd is not biased to anything but the charts. That's true. No matter what I tell Todd, he always goes to the chart and he looks at it from the Wyckoff method. He looks at the TA and he makes a decision based off that. I can tell him that I have inside knowledge and this is for sure going to 10 bang, and he's still going to go over to the chart and make sure that the chart is saying the same thing. So that's a good point.
Right. And I will say, guys, I mean, I try to, when I sent the tweet out on January 4th, everybody was chasing alts. I thought it was getting a little bit out of hand, and I was getting a lot of grief for not being in some of them and not chasing them. But I was in the markets and stocks in 84, 85, 86, leading up to the 87 crash. So I used to be in a trading room with probably 20 people. And back then, everybody was selling puts, which was picking up nickels in front of a train, or, because it was like, all you had to do was sell puts. They expired worthless in the next month, 2 or 3 months. So I had guys who were making like 100, 200,000 a month, doing nothing but showing up, selling puts, and then going out for a drink the rest of the day.
Wallery B says, you guys think BTC sideways all year? No, I do not.
So the money was easy for those guys, and everybody picked it up. And then the 87 crash came. Everybody in the room went bankrupt. And in 87 crash, I had no positions because I just couldn't play the game everybody was playing. So I watched that almost from home that day. I came in late to the office just to watch all the grief that was all going on throughout the room.
Thanks for replying to that question, Seb. I like when the community answers those questions. I was going to get to that. She was asking if she would buy, or if I would buy gas. And I would have said the similar thing right there. I think gas has gone up a lot today, number one. Number two, you buy the Neo and then you can just earn the gas. So it's kind of a 2-for-1 deal there. If gas for some reason sees a sharp sell-off, then maybe. But I think you're better off just getting the Neo, staking it, and earning your gas over time.
I mean, the FUD is killing the markets, but I think it's it's getting rid of all the weak holders.
Yeah, it's getting rid of all the weak hands.
It's driving everybody just to give up. So.
Shout out to Neb for subscribing. Appreciate it, man. Make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button.
January's
Keep asking
a
your questions.
FUD bucket.
January's a FUD bucket. Yeah, we actually looked at some interesting charts, I think, on the second episode, where the past 3 years, around the same time, we saw a dip in the BTC price. And always, it started rising in early February. So we'll see if that repeats itself this year, because that would be interesting. Shout out to Julie for subscribing. That's awesome.
And we're just a little more weakness coming in here.
Somebody said, bought 2 BTC of Neo 2 days back. Good call there. You're killing it on that. That's for sure. Now make sure that Neo is in the proper wallet, and then you'll be earning gas as well.
What's up, Soul Controller?
Shout out.
I mean, I think that's it for us.
Yeah, just want to let you guys know again, make sure to comment in the comment section below. You can ask a question or whatever you want to do, but make sure to have your Twitter handle. On Friday, I'm going to get one winner from every live show that we did, and we're going to give away some RDD with the Tip Red Bot over on Twitter. So all you have to do is comment, put your Twitter handle down there, and you're available for the giveaway. Follow us on Twitter, and maybe you'll be winning some RDD.
All right, guys.
Have a good one, guys. Peace out.
Later.
Sleep tight.